Hi, and welcome to Rubel's Rambles at the Makeover Center. The sky looks clear tonight, so far so good. Well, anyway, so at this time of year, Orion is standing pretty high in the southwest at sunset, or the south at sunset, south-southwest-ish, and then sinking down into the west to set around 11-ish. So Orion's right shoulder, if he's looking towards you, is Betelgeuse, which is a giant red star. How giant? Well, if it were to replace our sun, the surface of the star would extend out past the orbit of Mars, maybe even to the orbit of Jupiter. There's a large uncertainty. It's hard to calculate stuff like diameter, because there can also be really hot gas right around the star, which makes it hard to tell where the surface actually ends. But it's somewhere between... So if you put it in where the sun was, Mars would be inside the surface of the star. That's how giant it is. Like, the sun is so far away, we would be far inside it. It's just mind-bogglingly huge, and it could be as far out as Jupiter. The surface, wow, it's insane. So, stars, in their cores, they fuse 4 hydrogen atoms into 1 helium atom. 2 of the protons turn into neutrons. So that's why you have 4 hydrogen atoms into 1 helium atom, which also releases a lot of energy, and so that helps repel outward the force of gravity trying to collapse the star, because the star has a ton of mass. So once a star uses up the hydrogen in its core, it will expand and then stir up new hydrogen and maybe even get enough gravity to fuse even helium into carbon, and then carbon into whatever is next. Could be like silicon or something. So stars like our sun is fusing, and if you have a sun-like star, it'll swell to a red giant. If you have a blue giant, which is what Betelgeuse was, it'll swell to a red supergiant, which is just supergiant. And so sun-like stars can only fuse helium into carbon, and after that they don't have enough mass to fuse anything else, and so they'll stop and they'll die fairly quietly. But stars like Betelgeuse will keep fusing and then swelling up and fusing new elements and fusing and swelling up until iron. Until iron, all the reactions had released energy to help balance out the gravity pushing down immensely hard, trying to collapse the star. But iron, not only does it not release energy, it takes extra energy to fuse whatever you have to fuse into iron. And so, as soon as the star starts fusing to make iron, right away, the energy output from the core will drop immensely, and then the huge gravity of this massive star will collapse, and then the core will collapse and create a shock wave, sending the outer layers out, and it'll go, because in space there's no sound, and make a supernova, because sound needs a medium to travel through. So supernovae are the biggest explosions in the universe, and the reason I'm talking about this is because Betelgeuse could go supernova any day now, on an astronomical scale, which could mean tomorrow, or tonight even, and it could be in 10,000 years when we're all robots and computers and we all talk like Stephen Hawking. So, so anytime it could just explode like that. And sometimes supernovae, if they're really big, the core will just keep collapsing, the outer layers will get blown off, and it could turn into a black hole in the middle. Or sometimes it can't collapse quite to the point of black holeness, and it'll just stay a neutron star, which is so dense that a teaspoon of matter from a neutron star would weigh millions of tons. Just a teaspoon of matter. That's how dense. There's just no space left. It's just all just subatomic particles packed really, really closely together. So yeah, that's what a supernova is. If Betelgeuse ever supernovas within my lifetime, I will definitely let you know, because it'll be amazing. In 1054, a star went supernova in Taurus, and it was visible in the daytime for 23 days, and then in the night for 600 days after that. So, and you can still see it in telescopes today as the Crab Nebula, which looks really amazing. So yeah, just go in the south, If you have trouble finding Orion, you can ask me in the comments how. Also, Sky Guide is a really cool app. You can find all the constellations and stuff, all the planets, stuff like that. So yeah, if you have trouble finding anything, ask me, and clear skies.